Sarber has actually designed a new nose for me.
Well, if this isn't love, I don't know what is.
What? She kinda...
You just don't do that.
He's a stripper who slept with 2,500 people.
This is the proof of my loyalty to you.
Scratching your back?
TLC's 90 Days the Other Way has brought back 2 human Barbie dolls as a couple, and I'm not being mean, they're self-proclaimed human Barbie dolls.
You are my Barbie doll. I'm your Ken from Alibaba.
Great, so that's a thing. Great. It's great for the kids. I was willing to give them a chance, and then I watched their storyline.
That shelf.
The bottles are still on the shelves. What those bottles represent is like kind of trophies. And it feels disappointing and hurtful.
I'm gonna pull out my book. My very first boyfriend, when I was 16 years old, wrote me a letter that's 143 pages long. I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
I was like, let me just bring this with me to Turkey.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm bringing my 16-year-old boyfriend's love letter to me to make him jealous. No, not your 16-year-old boyfriend's love letter. And I'm also bringing this retainer that my 14-year-old boyfriend gave me. This couple feels like one of those rage-baity Am I the Asshole posts on Reddit. Like, this cannot be real. He's cheated on every relationship he's ever had, and this woman's willing to leave her child behind in a separate country for him? All I do while watching this man is think, this cannot be real. Sarper and Shekinah, who are a returning couple from past seasons of the franchise, are like the definition of doing the show for fame. Actually, they're the definition on crack. Nothing about their relationship or themselves is real.
Today I'm meeting with 2 of my best friends, Josh and Wendy.
How's it going?
I love it. I actually love it.
What in the plastic surgery? I'm starting to feel just a little bit guilty about making fun of these people's looks. And then
Sarber has actually designed a new nose for me.
What does that conversation sound like between the 2 of you?
Listen, baby, I'm sorry that you... That schnoz has gotta go.
Now she's talking about letting a man design her nose.
the classic red flag every girl has to warn her bestie about. Wanting to redesign your entire face.
He's going to control the center of your face right now.
Come on, Shekinah's friends. Let's not pretend you haven't made changes to the middle of your face.
This is what I do instead of having someone else itch my back for me. Dirty spots on the walls I didn't actually notice.
By episode 2, I've finally figured out who Shekinah sounds like.
I have this opportunity to share how much I've grown. That person that I saw watching back on my TV was someone who's completely out of character.
Rachel, aka Rocky, aka Raquel from Vanderpump Rules. It's that fake, forced, I'm totally on TV right now voice. Shekinah flies to Turkey and we embark on what I assume is going to be a season-long storyline of her being mad at Sarper for this giant shelf of empty alcohol bottles that represents all the women he's banged. This is a way less viable storyline than if Shekinah was just like, I can't believe anyone over 25 would decorate their house with empty alcohol bottles. Speaking of Sarper and Shekinah, all of the scenes on this show are coming off super fake.
All right. Looks like a pretty cool collection. What do you guys, were these yours? Are you not listening to them anymore?
Yeah, we're planning to move to my country.
Oh, wow. Cool. Wow.
This is a scene taking place around James and Tata, a seemingly real couple. Their deal is that Tata wants to live in Indonesia, but financially, it would be way better for them to stay in America. As illustrated beautifully and bluntly by Tata's older sister.
My sister always give me a good advice on everything. Jadi, Tata sama si James mau pindah ke Indonesia. Huh?
Look at her face. This is like the time I told my sister I was changing my name to Bobby Lynn. It was an acting thing. Just don't worry about it.
Sana ya udah sana aja, jangan kesini. Tapi kenapa kok di sana ditinggalin? Bukannya James di sana pun punya kerjaan itu. Pendapatan ekonomi sini kan kecil.
I mean, It's one thing if they have a plan or a way to make money, but on the way to the airport, when James is dropping Tata off because they leave separately, she's sort of nonchalantly like,
If you work with my family, they won't pay you.
Well, then what are we gonna do for a job?
it's like, oh no, we won't be making any money, but it's fine. Another disaster of a relationship is the casual hookup turned live-in partnership between Corona and Inky, who lives in Reykjavik. Corona is leaving everything behind to move to a place with almost no black people for a dude who, when she gets there, is gonna act like he has no memory whatsoever of agreeing to let this woman come and move in with him.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
What I got was kind of like how I reckon he probably kisses his grandma. I don't know. I'm looking forward to just, being with my person.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's still on board with me coming.
Well, at least she's got the support of family.
So it's Inky.
Inky, stinky, winky.
Everyone's gonna love him.
I don't know about that. I don't like people.
Hard relate. The scene that closes out episode 1 is hilarious.
What's his last name?
In Iceland, like, you take your father's first name as your last name.
She don't know his last name.
So what?
What if he has a wife?
He doesn't have a wife. He's never even been in a relationship before.
What's wrong with him? Why he ain't had no relationship?
This isn't the cell she thinks it is.
I've been soft partnering him, and I come at it as like I was approaching like a bunny. You gotta take the spice off of a lot of things. He's never dealt with an angry black woman. It's not fair for me to just unleash the beast on his soft ass.
Oh yeah, this one's gonna last for sure. Like, surely coddling the out of him and tampering down your personality so that when you get there, it all explodes out of you like projectile vomit at once is definitely going to save your relationship. That's definitely the way to navigate that situation.
I was recently diagnosed with a little bit of autism. A little weird.
I've always imagined myself living in a van.
Well, as soon as I heard the words, "I've always imagined myself living in a van," I thought, surely this is the lesbian couple. The last two I'm going to mention in this video are Statler and Dempsey, who I was like really wanting to root for, but we mostly don't get rootable couples on this show. At first, Dempsey and Statler kind of come off as lovable to me. I mean, at one point, Dempsey is literally foraging for mushrooms, and I buy it. I think these two genuinely are in a relationship, and this is not just for the show. But we are going to run into all kinds of trouble right away. Their storyline is them selling all their possessions to live out of a van and travel across Europe. Honestly, there was a time I absolutely fantasized about doing something like this, and that time has passed. What do you do when you have to suddenly take a dump? There's no escape. There's no space between each other. No privacy.
An expensive van, yeah.
Oh, did y'all buy it?
Yes, I took out a loan.
You took out a loan.
In my name. I took out a $20,000 loan.
Okay. You're keeping your job, right?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
She's given up her job.
So how is she planning to contribute? Like, is she just gonna be like living it up while you're working? You make yourself small in a lot of your relationships.
Yeah. When I learned Statler was on the spectrum and had ADHD, my first thought was like, does Dempsey care about what is the best environment for Statler? Or is Dempsey kind of just focused on her own dream and using Statler for extra income? And like, not to mention, I really have thought about this. Traveling, the world is very dangerous for a woman to do alone. So, Statler is providing a lot to Dempsey. Dempsey's getting a lot out of this. And in every scene I watch Statler talking about this thing they're doing, she does not have an ounce of enthusiasm. Okay, those are my thoughts on this season so far. I don't have a lot to say about Josh and Lily. It's just Neither one of them knows what the other is saying. And I kind of beat those jokes to death with the Merrifields and their translator relationships. So I'll probably form a stronger opinion about Josh and Lily later on. Tell me which couple you are invested in the most in the comments. That way I know which couples you all find most interesting.